Hello, fellow farming enthusiasts. Today we'll explore amazing moments in agriculture. Get ready for stunning harvest scenes where hard work pays off. In June or July, sweet red raspberries are ripe for picking. The raspberry harvester moves through each plant row one by one. On both sides, there are two capable sets of mechanisms. Plastic prongs shake the row to dislodge berries from plants. As berries fall, they land on a conveyor belt below. Farmers then sort out leaves and unripe fruits by hand. They use flat containers to avoid crushing the berries. Unripe green fruits are left on the plant to mature. The harvester returns in 2 days to pick more ripe berries. Next, we'll visit the raisin fields, a fruit used mainly in wine and sweet production. Between August and October, when grape leaves turn brown and wilt, it's harvest time. The agricultural equipment is operated by a team of highly skilled workers. As the machine moves through vines, it shakes plastic bars to loosen the raisins. The raisins then fall and are collected on the harvester's conveyor belt. Precision work. Shaking also helps minimize damage to the grapevine. The harvester has an essential cleaning feature. During harvesting, green leaves and shoots are separated from the conveyor system. Finally, the quality raisins are transferred to the truck. California's sweet corn harvest runs June to October, when kernels are in the milk stage. This state's corn has always been prized for its freshness and flavor. The harvester's cutting head is adjusted to the proper height and position for the crop and row spacing. The harvester then cuts corn stalks while rollers guide them into the machine. These machines have revolutionized farming, greatly reducing the need for manual labor. They also significantly decrease field cleanup time. In 2023, the US harvested about 340,000 acres of sweet corn. Cabbage is ready for harvest about 75 to 90 days after planting. Large farms use cabbage harvesters to supply fresh vegetables to the market. As it moves through the field, a special blade cuts the cabbage leaves and roots. The cut cabbage is then transferred to the machine's conveyor belt. During this process, excess cabbage leaves fall back onto the field. Workers at the machine will check and remove cabbages that don't meet standards on site. A mechanical harvester can replace manual labor, harvesting dozens of acres daily. This method also helps minimize the risk of damage to the cabbage. Cotton harvesters process multiple rows at once, up to 6, speeding up harvesting. The locomotive department will oversee all operations. The machine uses metal rollers to wind and pull cotton fibers from the plant. Cotton is then transferred to a large container, reducing frequent unloading stops. Modern cotton harvesters are equipped with an onboard modular system. Once harvested, cotton is compressed into large bales for transport to processing. We're heading to the wheat fields in western New York State. Tractors and compactors work together to collect straw from the field and compress it into small square bales. These straw bales are easy to transport and perfect for bedding. The square baler collects dry straw and other materials from the ground and feeds them into the baling chamber. A piston moves back and forth, compressing the collected dry straw into a square tube. Small square bales of straw are neatly arranged in the field. They're then baled into large bales by automatic bale collection vehicles. This is a carrot harvesting section from California farmers. This machine starts the harvest by moving through rows of carrots. It uses cutting blades to remove the carrots' roots. Soon, the carrots are pulled from the ground and placed in the adjacent truck. The harvester ensures carrots are properly collected without damage. This improves final product quality and optimizes farmers' profits. It also reduces labor and saves time compared to manual harvesting. China produces about 31 billion pounds of peanuts annually. Typically, after 120 days, peanuts are harvested when leaves yellow and tubers fully develop. The harvester uses underground cutters to uproot the entire peanut plant. The machine also has a vibration system to clean soil from the peanuts. After harvest, plants are placed upside down in beds to sun-dry. It usually takes 2 to 4 days for peanuts to reach ideal dryness. At this point, the tuber separator will pass through the field. It rolls all the dried peanuts onto the conveyor belt. The rotating part separates peanuts from stems and leaves. Finally, the sorting system classifies peanuts by size. We move to Iran, a world leader in pistachio production. Around September and October is peak harvest time. The shaker grips the tree trunk and vibrates to drop pistachios. Drivers adjust vibration to avoid damaging the tree. Falling nuts are caught in a collection chute at the tree's base. This keeps seeds clean and minimizes soil contact. Harvesters often separate leaves and branches from seeds. Pistachios then go on a conveyor for initial on-site sorting. Huge machines cover vast fields quickly. It ensures timely harvest of coffee at peak ripeness. As it enters coffee rows, vibrators gently shake the branches. This process causes ripe coffee beans to fall from the tree. The machine targets only ripe fruit, avoiding accidental harvest of unripe ones. Harvesters play a crucial role in developing Brazil's coffee production. Brazil is expected to produce 66.3 million coffee bags in 2023 to 24, nearly 40% of global output. Did you know the world produces about 105 billion pounds of onions yearly? An average person consumes almost 14 pounds of onions per year. India is the top onion producer, growing 58,000 pounds annually. Indian onions, known for their spicy flavor, grow year-round. The onion harvester has a square shaft rotating opposite to the machine. It works underground, loosening onions and preparing them for harvest. Onions are placed on a conveyor with holes to remove excess soil and leaves. The onions are then transferred to a container next to the harvester. This harvester ensures higher onion yield with less damage. Now, let's move on to the pineapple fields. About 85% of global pineapples come from Asia, mainly China, Indonesia, and the Philippines. To avoid midday heat and keep pineapples fresh. As the vehicle crawls along pineapple rows, farmers load freshly picked fruit onto its conveyor belt. They're carefully stacked in boxes for transport to the packing plant. This process saves time and effort, reducing manual transport of pineapples from field to facility. Now it's time to enjoy the delightful citrus flavors. Texas citrus harvest season typically runs from November to January each year. Best harvest time is early morning or late afternoon when it's cool, minimizing plant stress. Farmers use harvest baskets and ladders to pick fruit from tall citrus trees without climbing. Before harvest, farmers check fruits to ensure they're ripe. Ripe citrus has shiny skin and a distinct aroma. When baskets are full, farmers take them to nearby collection points and empty them into large containers. Besides citrus, the US is a top peach producer, with California growing about 75% of the national crop. In 2023, the US harvested 1.4 billion pounds of peaches, mostly for domestic use. Instead of machines, farmers often pick peaches by hand. Hand picking requires care to avoid damaging the fruit. Farmers use ladders to reach peaches at the top of trees. They aim to pick peaches before birds and small animals can get to them. Avocado harvesting in Mexico is in full swing. In Mexico's volcanic belt, these avocado trees thrive and yield high. Workers use long poles to pick avocados straight from the trees. During harvest, farmers carefully avoid damaging the fruit. Farmers monitor quality from growing to harvesting avocados. Avocados that fall to the ground won't be exported. Strict practices have boosted avocado farming in this country. Mexico's 2024 avocado crop may hit 6.1 billion pounds for export. Long poles with sickles attached to the bamboo tips. Farmers guide these poles to the top of coconut trees. They use the poles to cut ripe coconut bunches from the tree. In some coconut farms, channels are dug between rows to let coconuts fall into water, reducing harvest impact. The harvester calculates the force and direction of the pull. Coconuts in waterways help farmers control quantity and ease transport. Coconuts are usually picked soft to easily extract the water. Coconuts fruit regularly, allowing farmers to harvest monthly. This boosts farmers' income and the local coconut market. It's finally mango harvest season in Thailand. Best harvest time, early morning or late night, when it's cooler and fruit is less prone to damage. Farmers use a pole with a net to catch mangoes, preventing falls and damage. Farmers keep the fruit stems on, helping preserve them longer. Mango trees grow 30 to 40 feet tall, making harvesting challenging. Farmers use lifts or special equipment to pick the mangoes. They use these tools to reach fruit at the tops of the trees. Large mango farms employ teams of 10 to 20 harvesters. These teams pick and sort the mangoes right in the orchard. Everyone works together for quick, efficient harvesting while maintaining quality. Modern farmers have many equipment options for agricultural activities. From plows and mowers to harvesters, all meet the needs of livestock farmers and large-scale farming operations. Now let's head to the fields to see how farmers use heavy machinery. First is the plow. typically operated by a tractor. The plow breaks hard soil 6 to 16 centimeters deep, cutting, lifting, and turning the earth. Plows have various blade types designed for specific tillage and soil types. These blades break up soil clumps, making the surface flatter and cleaner. It also loosens soil by turning it, making sowing much easier. Simultaneously, it provides space and nutrients for new plants. Typically, plowing is done after the harvest. This technique aims to remove weeds and crop residues to avoid hindering plant growth. This way, farmers can soften the soil and gradually prepare it for the next harvest. Plowing is one of the most crucial soil management practices. Without it, the field becomes impermeable and oxygen-starved. Plowing increases porosity, vital for water, oxygen, and organic matter circulation. It also reduces parasitic animal activity that impedes plant growth. These benefits come without increasing fuel costs or significantly impacting the environment. Conventional plows rarely go deeper than 20 centimeters. Deep plows, however, can reach depths exceeding 50 centimeters. Deep plowing alters soil structure and drainage. It also helps restore the soil's ideal structure. The plow turns the soil, creating space for a new field where none existed before. Like a shallow plow, it supports future plant growth and development. This allows plants to find suitable space for root development. Deep plowing also provides better control of perennial weeds than shallow plowing. Pastures yield 85% of farm profits and are the cheapest form of feed. Machines were developed to maintain and harvest abundant grass in spring and summer. This creates high-quality green forage with increased productivity. Farmers can use simple bar cutters for harvesting. These use alternating knives to cut the grass. Rotary cutters, on the other hand, use spinning discs for quick harvesting. After cutting, the grass is trucked to the farm, meeting the cattle's fresh feed needs. In summer, the grass grows fast and is often harvested by cattle farmers. Hot, dry weather is ideal for harvesting grass for silage. Farmers may leave the grass in the field for hours to wilt. This reduces moisture. The grass is then collected and stacked in the farmyard. Machines compress the grass tightly or roll it into large bales, removing air. The grass is then covered with plastic and sealed to remove oxygen. Over several months, bacteria in the grass ferment effectively. Harvested grass can also be field-dried. The farmer will return in a few days. The hay harvester helps bale the hay. Farmers collect and stack bales with one tractor, reducing field pressure from heavy machinery. Grapes are delicate and quick, easily damaged by heavy machinery. This is an extremely effective combination. Most harvesters use roller beaters or stem vibrators to remove grapes. The main mechanism uses a flexible double bar to shake the vines. In some areas, machine harvesting cuts labor costs by up to 75%. Machines move through rows, shaking vines to drop grapes onto conveyors. Once collected, impurities are removed through a series of nets. Harvested grapes are immediately trucked to the processing unit. This mechanical harvesting method is used only for wine grapes. A machine can harvest 1 hectare in about 5 hours. Manual labor can take 1 to 10 days to harvest the same area. Harvesters can also operate 24/7. Machine harvesting is often cheaper and better for large flat vineyards. Grapes cool faster when harvested by machine than by hand. These machines have lights for night harvesting. This helps farmers cut harvest time, especially during peak seasons. Ripe grapes left on the vine too long will quickly spoil. Though machines do most harvesting, farmers often check before use. They ensure enough fuel, working lights, proper tire pressure, and functional brakes. They also check for hydraulic leaks and make needed repairs. Like grapes, farmers use peanut harvesters to collect peanuts, saving labor and reducing work intensity. Tasks that once took days or weeks by hand can now be completed in just a few hours. However, during harvest, there's a greater need to adjust soil parameters. In wet areas, high-power machines easily remove impurities from the soil. To begin harvesting, farmers use a peanut digger to go through each row. The machine has a blade that cuts roots from the bottom of the plant. Its rotating tips dig and flip plants, aligning them in the soil. The peanuts end up facing sideways. Peanuts can be left in the field for a few days to dry out. When moisture content reaches about 10%, it's time to collect with a harvester. The harvester passes, quickly transferring peanuts to the back via rollers, preventing ground sinkage. A vibrating sieve is designed to remove impurities once peanuts are collected in the machine. Machines help remove peanuts from vines and also clean off extra dirt from the peanuts. As the combine passes through rows, it blows peanuts into a container and spreads dried stalks back to the soil. The peanut harvester combines digging, lifting, and reversing operations in one continuous process. It rarely breaks peanuts, with a breakage rate of less than 1%. Its peanut harvest rate reaches 98%, saving a significant amount of labor time. Not just for land, heavy machinery also works well in underwater environments. Cranberry harvesters help farmers increase quantity and develop production scale. In fall, we see harvesters traversing fields of ruby red cranberries. The harvester opened new possibilities for this $200 million per year industry. Most cranberries grow in Northeast America, mainly in Massachusetts and New Jersey swamps. Cranberry harvest typically runs from late September through October. Farmers flood fields with water to shield them from frost. The water level is about 18 inches deep. Growers use water reels or egg beaters to stir and free berries from stems. Each berry has a tiny air pocket helping it float on the water's surface. Americans consume 400 million pounds of cranberries yearly. Harvesters move through rows, agitating water to release berries from vines. It moves gently on balloon tires to avoid damaging the plants. This is the most labor-intensive part of the cranberry harvest. Floating berries are corralled to a collection point. Workers use a crane to pile berries around a pump for extraction. Finally, cranberries are loaded onto waiting trucks. They're then taken to facilities for processing and packaging.